Hello, everybody. Welcome to Unboxed Live with Drake and Giles. I'm Drake. That's Giles.
Hey, listen to Drake being all super pro over there with the intro. So first off, welcome everybody to the show. It's Sunday, and that means we got another product to unbox. And man, we got a big one today. That's right. We've got the new Hisense 65-inch, the U8N. So this is a new one, right? So you had the U8 K, I think it was, that took the world by storm last year, right? And there's I think the 100-inch version of it. It was like one of the top selling TVs. You can get that thing on a great deal. It's absolutely massive. Well, they've come out with a new version, the U8N for 2024, and this is their top of the line mini LED TV. Now there will be a U9. Well, actually, it's not a U9. It's like the X something, and there's going to be like a 10-inch version of that. And they showed that at CES. There's also a 98-inch version of that one, and they are absolutely stunning televisions. I mean, I think they do like 10,000 nits of brightness, whereas this one does 3,000. 3,000 is plenty bright, let me tell you what. But 10,000 nits with about 100 billion local dimming zones on that top of the line TV. Anyway, but this is the one that we're going to talk about today. This one, I believe, and if you're watching and you have access to a browser, let me know, and you can correct me where I don't remember everything exactly correctly. But I think they've got a 55-inch, a 65, and a 75-inch. I don't know down the line if they're going to come out with the in the 80s, 90s, 100s kind of situation. But I do know they have the 55, 65, and 75, when it comes to review time, we're going to put it back here behind me. Right now, I've got the TCL in place, and I'm finishing up the review on that one. And then this new Hisense is going to go in to the spot and have its turn in the pole position. Now, if you have questions, like I said, drop those into chat. Drake is going to, I think he's waving at me now. I can't see him. He's around the corner. But go ahead, Drake. Pull yourself up.
Amber Joe says this is live or recorded.
Oh, this is live. Drake, put his comment up in the chat. You know how to do that?
I know.
Yeah. So this is absolutely live. So we don't know what's going to happen because there's actually a pretty big gash in this box. So I hope this is all in one piece because we don't know. But yeah, no, you're absolutely live right now with us. If there's any problems with audio or video, or if you want to see anything, you can always put that into chat. So we've got two cameras. So right now we're on camera 1, and then we can go over to camera 2 over here, and you can see camera 2, which is great. And then Drake will be swapping back and forth. Producer Drake, who's my son, he's handling all the camera work. He'll also be helping us with unboxing on this one because for these larger items, we have to come into the living room. We can't do this on the counter in the kitchen, which is the best place to unbox stuff, right? But back to this guy. So, looking at the box, this is a U8 series flagship until the crazy ones are released, right? The super duper expensive ones. This streams pretty much anything you want to. And I got another hand wave from Drake over there for another comment.
All right.
Drake, just break in with the comments.
Richard Zagosiki says, thought you wanted a 100-inch Giles. Did you get this from Zach?
This did not come from Zach. This actually came directly from Hisense, and it's a review sample for me to work on. So I'm not going to keep this one long term. This is just for creating some content. And you're absolutely right. So if you look behind me here, on this wall, there will be 100 or 110-inch mounted. And I'm waiting to see how much the 110-inch version of the top of the line mini LED from Hisense is going to cost, right? Because I want to look at that, right? I mean, maybe I could do Samsung, I could do TCL, Sony, etc. But this the Hisense at that price point just depends if it's going to be compelling or not. We're gonna find out. I could just go buy the one from last year for like $1,500 and get a 100-inch, and I think I'd probably be pretty darn happy with that. But we're going to see. But no, this one isn't going to be the long-term final television that'll be here. This will be for content. All right. Going back to the box here. So we've got it says full array, local dimming pro, game mode, 144 hertz. Now, Hisense also produces a gaming specific TV, right? That's designed for the gamer. I don't know what the specs on that are, but if you're a pure gamer and you want to use this more for gaming than television, then you might want to look at that. And I think that TV goes all the way up to 100-inch screen. I can't even imagine gaming on a 100-inch screen. That's crazy. 2-year warranty. I believe this is Google TV, right? So Hisense in their televisions has 5 or 6 different versions of OS. Some TVs have Android, some have the Amazon OS, some have this international OS. I forget the name of, but it looks like this one is Google. Like I said, it's the U8N model, which is the new one, which is very important to call out. It shows different streaming items on the front. We've got Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, Max, Hulu, YouTube, Amazon, Apple AirPlay, Apple Home, Chromecast built in. So lots of stuff there. And I think the image on this side is the same as the one that I was looking at over there, and it is. Now, if you remember, it came with a pretty big gash here. Although the styrofoam behind it looks like it's okay. It's a little crushed on the side. Now, I saw this one in the truck, and usually these come on pallets, but this one was just kind of floating around in the back of this big delivery truck, and they wheeled it out on a dolly, which doesn't really inspire confidence. Shipping is just always so horrific. But it feels like it's packed pretty well just from the box itself. We'll find out. Now, okay, I've got the front toward me, so I think Drake and I are going to have to do a swap around on this thing and get the front toward the cameras. And it has 4 steps. Step 1, you open the top and take off the styrofoam. Step 2, this main part of the box will lift off of the bottom somehow. So I guess when I cut these straps, it'll loosen it up. Step 3, you lift the TV out, and it says don't break the glass when you do that. And then step 4, read the instructions. And I guess that's where we'll put the feed and stuff on. I think we'll get to the point where we've taken it out of the box, but I don't think I'm going to assemble this thing live on the stream. As that, I'm going to have to set it probably on the sofa where this camera is to do that, to get it going. But all right, Drake, any other comments before we get into this?
Bruce Reed says, I had a Hisense computer monitor, lived for over 10 years before I upgraded to a 4K monitor. It was a very good monitor and good quality product.
Oh, that's cool. Right on. Yeah, I mean, Hisense, and the one thing that I really want to get out there is that we have a lot of options now. Back in the day, it used to be like Sony, right? And there's like Sony and Samsung, and then Sony, LG. Well, you can get Sony, LG, Samsung, Hisense, and TCL. Those 5 producers all are making super amazing televisions right now. And amongst those, you can get as good a quality as you want, as poor quality as you want, as good a price as you want, as high of a price as you want, and in any size up to 115 inches from TCL. So I think Hisense maxes out at 110 inches on the new one that's going to be coming out this year. TCL's got 115 that I don't know if it's out yet or not, but will be out this year. So, I mean, and those are massive. You're actually at the point now where you can take these televisions and use them as a home theater display. I mean, they are humongous. Now, if you want a 150-inch screen, sure, you're going to have to go into a panel TV or you're going to have to go projection. But for most normal rooms, 100-inch, 115-inch, 110-inch is absolutely massive. And like I said, if you look behind me, this space in between these speakers is designed for a 100-inch TV, right? That's what I have in my head for that location, and that's what we're going to go for. All right. Drake, I'm going to ask you to come on over. So if comments come up, we won't have anybody watching while we're doing this unboxing piece with Drake here in frame with me. But producer Drake will be back behind the screen, the producing screen here after we move this stuff around. Okay, so we do need to flip it 180 degrees because this is the front, and we got it in here backwards. So let's see if we can move it around. Not exactly light, is it?
No.
Oh, God, come on. Come on, big boy. Let's go. Oh, God. Use those 15-year-old muscles. Let's do it. Oh. You gotta go your way.
I know. That's good.
No. I want to slide it. See how we can center it on the TV?
Mm-hmm.
Or on the thing? Let's see. Is that centered enough? Yeah, that's centered enough. I think we can come bring it back to the edge though. All right. Now let's while I deal with these, can you try and deal with that plastic wrap? So it's not light. There's some definite weight going on here. All right. So we have the straps done. And now it says to open this up here on the top. Any comments while you're over there?
Richard Zagosiki says normally the 100-inch model comes on a wooden pallet.
Yeah, and even the 65s, all the other ones I've always gotten have been on pallets. This one was just bouncing around in there. So I don't know if the trucking company pulled it off the pallet, because sometimes they'll do that. They'll be like, "Oh, we want to keep the pallet," and I'm like, "No, the pallet's part of the delivery. You can't have my pallet. Pallets aren't free." But they want to keep them. I guess they resell them and make some money off of it, But I always keep my pallets. I'm a pallet kind of guy. I have a stack in the backyard. I think it annoys my wife, but one day I'll have enough to like build a house or something, or some furniture. I can go into like a pallet furniture production company. Okay, all right. So in here, we can have the same 4 instructions. 1, open up the top, take out the styrofoam. 2, the top lifts off this whole box. 3, lift the TV out, and then 4, read the instructions. Caution: when unpacking the TV from the box, do not press on or hit the TV screen as you remove it. Mount on the wall or at any other time. Do not hit the screen. Don't do it. It's bad, right? Pressing on, or hitting the screen could result in a crack or to detach from the bezel. This may result in bodily injury and void the manufacturer's warranty. So don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, now, all right, we are open here. Let's see what we got floating around. All right, there's stuff floating in here. Not really floating. It's still secured. So we have installation instructions taped on top. So it shows how to take the TV out. And there's a bunch of packing. Then you'll lift it all out of the box. And it's got this instruction says, make sure you hold the TV. Don't let it go because there's no feet and it'll fall down. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, I'm down with that. Then it shows how to install the base, which is what I'm going to do, because I'm going to put the base and put it over here. Now it shows. Okay. This is interesting. So Drake, I don't know if we'll be able to see this on this camera or not. I don't know if it'll focus. But here it shows that they have the side stands come off, lay on the floor, and then you take the TV out and you set it into that as a base, right? Then you take the base for installation and you can install it while it's in these little side stands. Usually they're like lay the TV down on a soft surface and install it, but I think we'll be able to do that here. And if so, we'll do that while we're streaming, because it shows doing this stuff while it's still in those guys. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if you could see that or not, but that's very interesting. Okay. Packet full of stuff. There's a remote in here, a power cable, and some instructions. Okay, the stand, which I don't really understand how it works, but we'll figure it out.
Larry Stugel asks, what size is the current TV in our room?
Okay, so the TV behind me is a 65, and this is a 65 as well. Now the space is designed for 100-inch, but I haven't got a 100-inch TV yet, and I haven't been able to force myself to pull the trigger on paying for one yet. as that I keep thinking there'll be something bigger and better and stronger and faster at a good price. And the 65 is okay, right? Here's my 30-second spiel on how to choose a TV. I always talk about this, and it's always the same thing. The most important factor when choosing a television, the number one indicator of satisfaction from a television purchase is the size, right? You're not going to have 8 TVs here at home to compare the picture quality on, and as long as the picture quality is pretty good, you're going to be fine, right? Obviously, if you're comparing the lowest in LED to the highest in OLED, there's a difference in picture quality. You'll be able to tell it in the blacks. But if you get a fairly competent TV, then most people are going to be pretty satisfied with the picture quality. What you won't be satisfied with is a small TV. So when I watched the 65 across the room sitting on the sofa, I'm like, that's kind of small, right? And you can't get that out of your head. You will never be happy if the TV isn't big enough. So figure out your budget, figure out the size that you need, and then buy the best television within your budget at the size that you want. So that's my spiel on picking a TV. All right, more comments.
Richard Zagosiki says Zach will give you a heck of a discount.
Okay, yeah, and I'll definitely talk to him about that. I appreciate the tip. I'm curious, have you bought a TV from Zach? He's a real good guy. He's been over to the house a couple of times. We've filmed content. Really, really nice. And if anybody needs any new home theater equipment, if you need a room built, if you need any kind of audio, I have a link down below that'll take you to a form that you can fill out with your contact information and what you're looking for. And we can get you hooked up with people that will give you an awesome deal. And typically my first go-to is Zach, right? They're very good. They work nationwide. They can sell anywhere in the country, and they have installers and people to do installation work all over the country for super high-end stuff. Kellen will actually fly out. So if you're going to buy a Trenov, he'll fly out and do the implementation for you directly. But if you are looking for something, fill out the form down below and we'll get you hooked up. I mean, anything from a 65-inch TV or an AVR or a set of speakers all the way up to a full-blown home theater design with schematics, the whole deal, right? I mean, everything is in play. So if you need something, fill that out and we'll get it figured out. Okay. All right, I'm going to ask producer Drake to come back over. So we're going to not be taking comments for just a minute while we figure out how to get this stuff out of the box. All right, so step one, we take this out. All right, I'm going to put it over here. All right, now, okay, let's fold this down. This, oh, no, the other way, like this. Now, watch out for the ceiling fan, and this supposedly will lift up now. We just have to be careful not to make everything fall over as we're doing this. So, okay, can you get your hands on the bottom of it now? Keep on coming. And we're going to go to the TV side. Let this down. Okay. Put this over here. Okay, now it says to take these things out. No, and these turn into a stand.
Oh.
So check this out. Look at these instructions. This is I've not seen packing like this before, and maybe it's just me, but as I was saying, so it says to take them off the side and then lay them down this way. So they're doesn't make a lot of sense to me how this is going to work. Oh, it doesn't actually fit in there. They say just set it on the side so that you can balance on it. Okay. All right. Okay. So we could do that. Like this. And then see the TV fits into that groove, I guess. So this is all new. We're figuring it out as we go along. Okay. It says it wants us to do it this way. And with the short part on top. All right, like that. All right, so we're gonna give this a shot and see what happens. All right, any comments before we get back into this?
Marv says, still rocking my 75-inch U7K that I bought for $980. Performance / price ratio hard to beat.
Yeah, that's great. And I assume that you bought that maybe last year. So Drake, what camera do you think we should do this on? One or
Probably
two?
one.
Probably one?
Yeah.
Because are you getting all the way down to the floor on one?
No.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put that down so they can see the whole deal. Look at this PTZ camera going on. There we go. Love it. All right. So you can see that they had a pretty thick panel on the screen side. So this is the delicate side. And they said, don't touch this. Use your hands on the back. All right, now we're going to, all right, and there's no way around it. Once we start this, we are in it until we get the stand on, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to go find a screwdriver. I didn't think we were going to do this part. But Drake, talk a little bit about your thoughts so far while I'm getting the screwdriver.
It's going to be pretty hard to lift up because there's nothing to grab onto.
What do you think about the size, 65-inch?
I mean, it's pretty fine. This TV is pretty big on what we have.
You don't want the 100 to go back there?
I mean, that's big enough, but bigger is not that bad.
Bigger is not bad?
Mm-hmm.
Is bigger better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, now. Okay, see, there's room. Wait. Oh, hold on.
There's a metal piece here.
Okay, that must be the other part of the base. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, this is making sense now. So this must be the part that actually sits on the ground. So we'll have to figure that out. Are we supposed to assemble this first?
I don't know.
It says to take it out for step 2, and then step 3. Okay, I'm going to assemble this base right now. So everybody's just going to have to bear with me as we go through this. Drake, if you could put me on camera too, and then shoot me while I sit down on the floor trying to figure this thing out.
All right. Richard Zagosiki says we should have watched an unboxing video from Brad the installer.
Brad the installer is going to watch videos from me. Brad's going to be like, I haven't installed one of those yet. Let me check it out. But Brad the installer's got a really good channel, though. I agree. He has so much stuff come through. It's pretty amazing. That's his job, right? He's an installer, right? He sells his stuff for a living, so he really gets to see everything as it happens pretty quickly. All right, so I just ruined that bag. Sorry, Hisense. That has been destroyed. And then this. Okay, so on this plate, this is pretty interesting because we've got the pads already built in. So there's a rubber in lots of places here, which is nice. And I assume this is the rear, and this will be the front, and then this is going to attach something like this, and then the TV will go on. All right. Now, it says that all of the hardware is secreted away inside of this guy. So you take this, and it says, hold it like this, and then you rip it apart. Literally, it's just, you use brute force and rip this thing open. All right. Okay, yeah, it's literally ripping open. And the whole back comes off, supposedly. Okay, all right. The whole back does come off, and lo and behold, There are 2 screws in here. That's kind of cool. All right. I don't know where the screws go. 2 M4 by 8s. Okay. This is unclear. Are there screws in there? There are not screws in there. There are only 2 screws there. So there must be screws in the other box. Okay, because these 2 are used to hold brackets on. So I think I need the box of stuff because they're not in here. So this is the bag of stuff, and maybe there are screws in here that I was unaware of. Remote, power cable, batteries, a bunch more screws, and a quick setup guide. I wonder which one is the quicker setup guide. This is probably for actual TV. This is actual installation. All right, so it shows to be like this, and then it shows to take this and put in here. All right, centers down. Good. And then we need to use 4 M5 by 16 screws. And we screw those in. And it says put them in all the way, not part of the way, which makes sense. Any more comments, Drake?
Yep.
What we got?
All right. JRock96 says, the way you guys are talking, like it requires so much to put a stand on a TV cracks me up. And Richard Zagosiki says, when you get your 100-inch Jiles, I would recommend getting a heavy-duty tilting wall mount for it.
I think that's a great idea on the wall mount. And yeah, I mean, assembling a stand is not that big of a deal, but I just want to talk through everybody so people can see what's going on. So when it comes their time to do the install, they're going to say, okay, I know that all I had to do is rip the back of this thing off, and there are going to be 2 screws in here I have to take out, but then there are going to be 8 screws in a different bag that I need to have access to as well. So it lets you know to be prepared for what's coming up when you're doing this yourself, so that it's not a big surprise, right? And then you get to exactly see, okay, this stand has these parts that, the stands are similar across different models, but they're all different. Everybody has their own way of doing it. So this is just a way that you can know what's up before it's actually time to do it. And maybe you want to see what the stand looks like before you buy the TV, if that's a buying criteria for you, right? Some people are like, I want a center stand like this one. Some people are like, I want, feet that go on each side of the TV, right? And they want to understand how this thing mounts on. So different strokes for different folks. If you have a suggestion for a heavy duty tilting, swiveling TV mount, I'm always open for suggestions. I haven't bought a lot of those in the past, and I certainly have never purchased one for a 100-inch television, because you're getting into some weight on a TV that big. I wouldn't be surprised that a 100-inch TV is going to weigh 150, 200 pounds, right? So, you're going to need multiple penetrating bolts into studs for that kind of thing. You're not going to be like using some molly bolts into drywall to hold that thing onto your wall at all. That would be a super scary proposition. You're looking at lag bolts into wood, at least 2, if not more. It'd be nice to actually have one that is wide enough that no matter how you put it up, it's going to hit at least 2 studs. So like if you got like 14-inch on center studs or whatever, you have something that's like, I don't know, I guess if it was just over this I don't know. I don't know how wide it would have to be to hit 2 all the time. Maybe it's a 20-inch wide thing or a 2-foot wide TV mount. Okay. And this TV's not light. Drake, how much do you think this thing weighs?
I don't know.
You don't know? I don't know. It's good. 60, 70 pounds, I bet. All right. So that is done. So we are on step 4. We've got 4 of these screws in, as they said. And now it shows on the back of the television installing 2 other screws, and which are these 2, and they have to go in all the way. And that's after you take the TV out. Then you hook this onto the back, put in 4 more screws, and then you put the cover on. So 2 screws which will act as hooks, and this I assume that one of these sets will then hook in and it'll hang, and then we'll 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this thing is going to be done. Now, while we do this, we don't have a camera set up to see the rear of this thing, although I guess we could just flip it around and walk it. So maybe we shouldn't have flipped it around at the beginning like we did, and we should have had the back showing here. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll flip it around, and then we'll set it on top of this, and I will sit here and Drake, make sure that you get all the way into the edge of this sofa in the picture, because I'm going to be sitting over here and the TV is going to be like right here. Are we going to be good on camera too? All right. And any final comments before we go into radio silence? Nope. All right. So let's. Oh
wait.
Oh no! Something came in. All right.
Bruce Reed says, I have an 86-inch in my man cave. I have it on a stand sitting on a cabinet with straps bolted to the studs to keep it from tipping over. I need the height to have my center channel underneath the TV.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so for me, I need to get it up somehow off of. So I've got an IKEA stand. You can see it behind this TV, and I've seen it earlier. And later on, you'll be able to see it as well. It's super narrow though. So if I put a TV on the stand, there's I've only got like that much space, and a big center channel, especially like this Atlantic Technology speaker that I've got off to the side here. I don't think you can see it in screen, but it's like that deep. So I need to get the TV up and off of the TV stand so I can use that to put the center channel, because the TV stands that I have, it's actually 2 IKEA TV stands. And what that means is that in the center, you've got the wall, so I can't really put a center channel speaker inside of the stand, which is kind of a bummer. Maybe I'll change the furniture one day, but the price was right on this stuff, and I think we're going to keep it for a while. So I'll just have to, when I get that final 100-inch in, or 110 or 115 TCL, if you're out there, after I get done with this review of the 65, let's do 115. I'm down for that. But I'm going to mount that on the wall, and it won't come down for a very, very long time. But I would be able to then just set new TVs in front of it on the TV stand to review those. So, and then you can do a comparison. You see, this is what a 65 versus 115 looks like. Okay. All right. We're going to move ahead and go ahead and do the install on this stand for you. And we'll pick this up, flip it around, set it on top of these, and get this going. So you understand the assignment here? All right, we should be able to get our hands underneath it and grasp, lift, and then you go that way. All right. Just don't trip. Okay, we're going to set it right down in the middle.
I need more of mine, then.
Do you have it on the...
No.
Okay, you got to lift it up and come toward you. All right, there we go. Yeah, okay. All right. So Drake, go check the camera real quick. See how we're looking.
Looking pretty good.
And let's go to camera 2.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be down there.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, all right. Come hold it, and I'll get started on installing the stand. Yeah, until you get back there, that doesn't have enough to hold it, I guess. So you're in control of making sure it doesn't tip over. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So you're fine. Just make sure it doesn't tip. Okay. Now, on the back, we have 6 screw holes here. And remember, we're going to have 4 of the small and then 2 of the hooks. I just don't remember where the hooks go. So the hooks will go into the top over the rounded thing here. So we'll do that now. I think this is pretty elegant. I like this a lot better than the method where you have to like lay it on the sofa to do it. I think this is probably a normal kind of thing for bigger TVs. Of course, if you're going to wall mount this, how would that happen here? There's no VESA or whatever. Well, I don't know how the wall mount would work. We have some kind of screws here and here. And, oh, okay. It would be these big boys. These would come out and the wall mounts would hit on those guys. All right. These screws do have the blue goo to help them lock in. Okay. And this is screw number 2 going in. You good over there, Drake?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the instructions say that we hang this somehow. So let's see what we got going on here. So there's hook and hook, and I wonder if it might be that you could do this at different heights if you want to, which is kind of interesting. Let me look and see. It doesn't show there. Yeah, so you can make it taller or shorter. And I think I'm going to make it a little bit taller just in case I want to try and get something under it. So you can either do it on the, there's this H1 or H2, so you can do it in the bottom set of holes. I cut myself. I've injured myself for you. Or the top set of holes. So I guess if I do it in the top set of holes, that'll make this extend lower so it'll be taller. So I'm going to put it in the second from the bottom set of holes. So you absolutely can do a different height. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't see these come through at all. All right. All right, I guess, no, it feels like it's, I guess that's right. Okay, there we go. I think that's cooking with fire. Okay. And then we'll put in these 4 screws. And the 4 screws will go into the bottom 2. Oh, no, it's different. Okay. The top 2 and the top 2. All right. Should have a set here. That's kind of nifty that you can actually set this at different heights. I think that's really nice. This is very thoughtful, what they got going on. And I'm obviously hitting a screw there, so that's good. And we should have a screw hole here. And one over here. I want them tight. I'm always scared that I'll over tighten the screws as I'm doing this. Probably difficult to do that, but where's this thing at? There we go. All right, there's that. And all right, there we go. Those feel pretty tight. All right, now I assume that we just clap the back on. And it says to put the screws in all the way. Yeah, of course. And then we'll put the back on. So it says put in the bottom and then slide it down and it clicks. All right. So we do have two little hooks right here. All right. And that's that. Now, while Drake is holding this, I'm going to talk through the back of this a little bit for us. So hopefully this camera, Drake, can you go check the camera, make sure we're good here? I know they won't be able to see what I'm pointing at, but as long as they can see me and the TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Any comments?
Richard Zagoski says, hope you enjoyed your trip to Malaysia.
Oh, yeah. We can talk about that a little bit while we're doing this, too. The trip is absolutely amazing. It was wonderful there. It was really an easy trip. A ton of people spoke English. I mean, I think it's one of the primary languages in Malaysia. As opposed to Thailand to the north, and they border each other, but in Thailand, English skills are much lower. I love Thailand, but Malaysia was particularly enjoyable because I could communicate very easily with everyone. Obviously, the weather was horrendously hot and all that other stuff, but the food was good. There's a very strong multicultural influence there too. Lots of Indian food, everything you could think of, but it was very, very nice. Okay, now on the back, it says subwoofer. I like that. And then it looks like maybe another kind of speaker over here and here. Now, the depth of this thing is, how deep is that all together? 3 inches, 4 inches? How long do you think it? Show me how with your fingers how long.
2 inches? I don't know.
No, it's like three or 4 inches deep. So this is not like a half-inch wide television. This sucker's got some width to it. There's some stuff going on. On this side, you have power right here, AC in. Nothing here. Then over here, we have Ethernet port for local area network, digital audio out, USB 2, and this is a 5-volt, half-amp max charger. I don't know if there's data through this or not, but it definitely does charging. And then there's a screw with the letter S pointing at it. I don't know what that means. This has a screw with arrows. I guess it's like, hey, look, there are the screws. But this one, I don't know if this is like a grounding for something, or I don't know. But this has a S pointing at it. Somebody is probably commenting, oh, that's the so-and-so screw. But we'll figure that out later. Then over here, we've got all of our connectivity. We've got another USB, and this is a USB type type B or A, B. No, the normal one, not USB-C. We've got a serial port, HDMI 1, which is eARC, 4K at 60 hertz, HDMI 2, 4K at 60 hertz, reset button, then HDMI 3, 4K at 144 hertz. You heard me right. And then HDMI 4, 4K at 144 hertz. You've got your coax for your antenna. You've got a AV in, and then a 3.5 millimeter headphone port. I don't know who's going to plug in headphones on the back of your TV, but it's there. And I probably treat it like as an auxiliary out or something like that, right? And that's all she wrote there. Okay, we have completed all of the installation instructions. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to lift this thing off. We're going to spin it around and set it down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then we'll take the front cover off of everything at that point. So we're going to set it down on the back side of that. All right.
Where are we going to set it down at?
It's going to sit down right here where this was. And so maybe we can try and get it off of this mat. We are actually on my wife's yoga mat. So Drake, I'm going to let you go change the camera, if you don't mind, to camera 1, and so people can see what it looks like. We were using an ATEM mini switcher from Blackmagic, and that sucker is awesome. Works really great. And the cameras are OBS spot. PTZ cameras. So you're gonna come this way, and I'm gonna go that way. Got it? Look at that. Look at that. All right, Drake, if you could take camera 1 and point her down. So there was, like I said, some penetrating damage on the box, but it does not appear that anything has damaged this beautiful screen that I can tell. And I'm not going to take the rest of this stuff off as that. I'm not going to put this into service immediately. I got to finish with the other TV first. So I'm going to leave this protective coating on just in case there's a bump. It does look like a fingernail got this thing on the outside of this plastic. So it's probably good that the plastic is on there to protect the screen. At least I hope that's. Oh, maybe that's just the screen. Maybe the screen is scratched. It's hard to tell. So possibly a big scratch right in the middle of the screen here. Yeah, if there's not a film on here, then there definitely is a scratch. So we'll see. That won't impact the ability to review it, but scratches are unfortunate. Yeah, I can't really tell. Yeah, it looks okay. Yeah, there's a film on there, so that's definitely film. So good times. All right, so I think Drake, if you can pop me back up onto the screen here. Any last comments from anybody on the
Nope.
in the comments? No.
Nope.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude the unboxing and stand installation on the Hisense U8N 65 U8N, the new mini LED flagship until the 110 inch and the new 98 on the X series comes out. Keep an eye out for the upcoming video, the review of this, but I'm really excited to get this going. I think the price point on this 65 is right about $1,500, so it's a very affordable television, and we'll see how it keeps up when it comes to performance. So I got a hand wave.
All right. Chris the Third says, "Could you please throw it in a circle?"
Can I please throw it in a circle?
Yes.
I don't know what throwing it in a circle means. Can you be more specific? Can you throw it? What do you think it means, Drake? Throw it in a circle.
I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't. So by it has to be the TV, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know what throwing it in a circle means, but I'm happy if I can figure out what throwing it in a circle means. I'll be happy to do whatever that is, but I don't really know what throwing it in a circle is. Other than that, I think we're done. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all those things. And keep an eye out. Make sure you're subscribed so you can see this TCL, because this is going to be a good comparison, right? So this TCL is like a $500 65 inch compared to a $1,500 65 inch from what I consider to be the two. They're not even up and coming brands anymore. They're now challengers, and I think that the mini LED technology that you're going to see out of all of these different brands rivals the best of OLED out there, and it's much brighter. Like, you know, this one's 3000 nits, super crazy bright. So make sure you're subscribed. Look for that video. This one will be following up here pretty soon. And with that,